I've done it now. I went and bought myself a drone. That's today on Grim 3D. Welcome back to Grim 3D. Yep, bought myself a drone, decided to get into the whole drone hobby. And yes, before you wonder at all, I've already passed my 107. I'll put a link down below for the instructors that I used. It was pretty clean, pretty clear. I went straight through it. I waited a while to make sure that I got the right test taken care of because the FAA is just kind of in flux right now, cranking out some new rules. But I went ahead, I did it, part 107. Been flying around a little bit trying to learn this. This is my first drone, my only drone. It's a Mavic Mini-2. It's been super fun so far. I'm super excited to keep it rolling, and I highly recommend it. For Grim 3D, however, I noticed one thing already that 3D printing can help me with. Picture this. Beautiful day, getting some drone practice in, flying around that park behind my house, rolling. I got everything in. I've got everything, all my parameters set. I've set myself a ceiling of 200 feet AGL just because I didn't want to get too crazy with that, get the drone too far away, all that kind of stuff. And sun comes out and all of a sudden I can't see the screen on my cell phone. So immediately I got to either dodge into some shade, or I got to bring out an umbrella, or I got to do whatever I can to control my drone. So, 3D printing to the rescue. I immediately sat down and designed and printed myself a shade for my cell phone. It goes right on top of my DJI controller right here. So let's look at that today. I did two versions. Both versions will be available on Thingiverse. I'll put the link down below. So far they've worked pretty good. They're a little bit difficult, I think, to manage as far as getting them in and out of the fly more bag and getting them on your device, but once you're up in the air with it on there, it's doing good. It shields the sun just perfectly. It works fantastically. So let's take a look at design number one. So this is design number one right here. It's basically a four-sided cube, and then I went ahead and designed these little snaps to snap it together on the edge. So the way this goes on is pretty easy. Here's my remote. You want to pull that up. You want to pop your cell phone cord out of there. And so this is the back. It goes up underneath there and it clips on to these metal bars, and it just rests on the back there so that it's in there pretty good. And then the top part is going to go on this way. And then you're going to want to put the left side on. You just put those. So we've got a little, almost like a little beaver tail snaps there. Put those little snaps in, and they just kind of hold themselves in. They don't really snap too tight, but you really kind of don't want them to. They snap okay. And then when it gets to this stage, then I would go ahead and put the phone in. So here's my phone running the DJI app. And I actually said this is a Samsung Note 20 Ultra. So I'm just going to push that up in there, which will raise kind of the whole thing up like that. And then make sure that your connector is in. And then you'll notice that there is a hole in the right hand side cover. Okay, same kind of deal here. You want to just put it in there, get the snaps in, and then you're ready to go fly. Full on sunshade, ready to go. So that's design number one. It works pretty well. It's not so easy to get on and off. So as far as that goes, I'm going to go ahead. I went ahead and redesigned it. Did design number two. So let me break this down. It breaks down pretty easy. I just basically go in reverse, pull that off. I'm going to unplug my phone, and then I'm going to boot my phone up with my thumbs and kick it down like that. Get the phone out of the way. You got this side cover. Just kind of pops off there. And I hope these little beaver tail snaps, I hope they work for a while. I mean, I don't know how long they're going to last. But it's 3D printing. You could make a new one if you wanted to. And then this back top comes off. And then the back just unsnaps out of there like that. And you've got all of the pieces right here in a nice, easy stack, so that you could then go ahead and put that in your bag. Design number 2. Here's design number 2. So instead of having to deal with all of the little snaps, little buttons around, on this one I put hinges. And I made the hinges tall enough so that the whole thing could fold flat and stack. So it's just got these little hooks sticking out is all. But other than that, it folds flat and it's good to go. So the way you'd put this one on is pretty much the same. You would start by snapping the back on to these silver bars, and then you would flip the top over the top, and then you would do the left-hand side. And notice there's still some snaps there from my previous design. You just push those in and they snap right in. And then you'd go ahead and you'd put your cell phone in there. Push it up in with your thumbs, like that. Make sure you're connected. And then flip the last side in place and snap it down like so. Ready to go fly. It's pretty robust. I mean, it might fall out of there if you were real aggressive with it, but other than that, it's pretty solid. It stays in there pretty good. It shields the sun pretty good. The only thing I could think would be maybe to put a little small little guard across the front here so that that could be a little bit better shield. But as far as working outside, it works great. So to get this out of here, you basically do it in reverse. You start with the right hand side, you flip that up and over, then you disconnect the phone, pull the phone out by pushing it up with your thumbs and just letting it rest. The spring will rest on this plastic right here, and then you can undo the little snaps on the left hand side. I got one over here that's a little bit tight, so you undo that, and then you can flip the back around completely and just lift that slightly to pop those snaps off. And there you go. You've got your sun shield sitting there ready to go. Hinged, it's all one piece. It is a little bit floppy, but it doesn't fall apart. So you can actually then stuff that in your bag wherever you want to go. So I don't know which design you like the most. So this one is a little bit, sits a little bit flatter, but is multiple pieces. So it comes apart kind of on its own. And then, but this one is all one piece. It's kind of solid. And then it's a little bit thicker because of the hinging and that kind of thing. So you put that in your bag, it'll work just fine. You just have to worry about these getting kind of caught on something, because that's where it clips onto the metal of the DJI remote. So, and I know they use these remotes. I'm new to drones, so I don't really know exactly how many drones they use this exact remote for. I think it works for the new Air 2S. This is the remote they use, so this sun shield should work for that as well. It should also work for smaller phones. I know that the Note 20 Ultra is a pretty big phone. I don't know about the size of iPhones and stuff. I don't have an iPhone. So, but I think that's a pretty big phone. So as far as getting things connected, and if you're using a USB-C, you'd be using this exact same connector on the back here for your phone. So it should work for a lot of people, and you will find it on Thingiverse. So yeah, how about a little bit of drone footage, and then we'll kick it out of here. Well, that's about it for this episode of Grim 3D. Thanks for watching. Stick around for more stuff. I got a lot more stuff coming. Remember, smash that like button, ring the bell, give me a comment if you want. Just keep it civil, and we'll see you out there.